women visiting ancestral houses wear white. They had several disasters. Perchta von Rosenberg, Perchta von Rožmberka, was a figure representing conflicting fact and myth. Noble women fought in the 15th century. South Bohemia's lords of Rožmberk owned castles at Český Krumlov, Jindřichův Hradec, Rožmberk nad Vltavou, Telč, and other. The local family crest is a silver-backed five-petaled crimson rose. Aged approximately 1429, Perchta was born in Český Krumlov to Oldrich II, z Rožmberka, and his wife Kateřina z Vartmber. Oldrich aimed to elevate the family among aristocratic competitors. Perchta was raised well, according to all accounts. The clerics taught her to read. Sewing, spinning, cooking, and needlework were her skills. Noble women visiting ancestral houses wear white. They had several disasters. Perchta von Rosenberg, Perchta von Rožmberka, was a figure representing conflicting fact and myth. Noble women fought in the 15th century. South Bohemia's lords of Rožmberk owned castles at Český Krumlov, Jindřichův Hradec, Rožmberk nad Vltavou, Telč, and other. The local family crest is a silver-backed five-petaled crimson rose. Aged approximately 1429, Perchta was born in Český Krumlov to Oldrich II, z Rožmberka, and his wife Kateřina z Vartmber. Oldrich aimed to elevate the family among aristocratic competitors. Perchta was raised well, according to all accounts. The clerics taught her to read. Sewing, spinning, cooking, and needlework were her skills. She chased Peter z Sternberka, Peter von Sternberg, a gorgeous local knight, to be his ideal partner. Her father used her as a pawn to forge an alliance with the Liechtenstein family, dashed her ambitions. The game started poorly. When Perchta was 20, she lived with Jan VZ Liechtensteiner, a terrible widower. Her father was requested to marry her for love, not money. Oldrich persisted. The deal was done before Perchta knew. Oldrich and Jan's wedding ceremony didn't matter to Perchta. Why Perchta thought she could pick her husband was beyond them. Both couples bought pigs in a poke after bad marriages. Jan was broke despite his confidence, so he demanded Perchta's promised dowry. Oldrich expected money to cross since he had little dowries for 2 more daughters and 3 sons. Dowry, delay, for Perchta. After their 3-day wedding, Jan and Perchta stayed at Jan's Mikulov castle and other family homes before relocating to Vienna. Perchta would not be house mistress, she was told. Jan's mother and sister controlled the house and wouldn't give her castle keys. Jan, his mother, and his sister-in-law declined exceptionally impoverished Perchta. They treated her like a servant for the deal. Her inexpensive food was leftovers and kitchen trash. Her chamber was cold, so winter rags substituted furs. Dowry payments didn't enhance Perchta's health. Not even daughters and sons helped. Perchta begged her father and other relatives to rescue her, but divorce was unheard of, and neither side wanted the drama. Although her father, brother Jindřich, and former boyfriend Peter ze Sternberka offered assistance, it never arrived. People told her to be patient and optimistic. She often missed weddings and funerals of relatives in the Rožmberk line, and her husband's servants constantly watched her for escape. John was unwell, but Perchta cared. John begged Perchta's forgiveness before dying. She refused. John cursed her before dying in 1473. Her independence waned. She was buried in Liechtenstein's tomb aged 46, following a Vienna outbreak 3 years later. Her tale survives burial. A curse bound her soul on earth. Her white-clad ghost was seen at castles in Rožmberk nad Vltavou, Český Krumlov, and other family white ladies who stay in one castle or room travel less than her spirit. She comforts the Rožmberk children when the nanny is exhausted or unable to work. She was foresighted. Her wearing black gloves meant a relative was dying. White gloves meant good news. She enjoyed smiles. Maids tolerated and avoided her. Born in 1539, Peter von Rožmberka and his nanny disagreed on child-rearing practices. Perchta threatened to leave if ignored by the nurse. As she left through a solid wall, she asked the nurse to tell Peter she helped. Story says Peter Vock found a treasure in the wall where she vanished. Returned from 400-year rant after Vltavou. In 1944, the Nazi youth organization League of German Girls reportedly used the castle in Rožmberk nad Vltavou. 2 girls draped long red flags with white swastikas from the castle tower. Perchta's spirit struck. Scared women dropped flags. Flag unfurling failed earlier. All young ladies went insane. Investigators investigating group insubordination quietly fired the suspect. Berlin rejected scared girls' ghost stories. In the late 1990s, the White Lady revisited Rožmberk nad Vltavou castle to examine the changes. She often visits Český Krumlov and voices concerns about tourist noise and appearance. She shouted from a window to turn off a loud portable radio. She died when earbud-equipped portable music players appeared. No one heard her scream. The family castle paintings mimic her ghostly White Lady clothing, indicating they were painted after her death. Rožmberk nad Vltavou Lady identifies Enochian letters in a magic circle, a language of angels hypothesized by Edward Kelly and John Dee in the late 16th century. Whoever deciphers the text will be liberated from her curse and get a Rožmberk reward. One stated they broke the code in 2010. He believes Peter Sternberka was her true love, describing her unfortunate marital dates and years. Not sure whether he became wealthy.